Everybody commented on your little picture.
Okay. Miss, let me sort of explain this. You can't get expedited rulings on motions, etc. The other party has
That's what he asked me.
Well, I understand, but people can write expedited all the time. It's not going to change anything. Here's the process. You have to serve the other party. She gets 10 plus 5 days to file her response to your motion. If she doesn't file a response to the motion, etc., then the court can either schedule a hearing on it or we proceed from there. So, but you also need to understand, I can't order any performance. So even if we have this hearing, I can't tell her that she owes you 1 penny of money. I can't give you any money. I can't order her to do anything. Out of this process, at best, depending on, I don't know whether she's got an attorney or whatever, and so you really need to read the Residential Landlord Tenant Act and look at, are there time
Yeah,
frames?
I've read through it all.
Okay, well, and then if there's legal issues with times or things like that, then there's nothing. The court has to go with what it goes with. So at best, at the end of all this, if your motion is granted, that's all. They would vacate the judgment. But
yeah, I need that removed as well.
I understand. I just want you to. I'm not going to talk to you about your case. I'm just telling you procedurally. Okay. All the other, and that's why I had him tell you, all the other money issues, all the other things you want, you go sue for those.
We're already doing that.
You can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. We are.
You do whatever it is you think you want to
We
do.
are.
But expedited, and people think that that means like tomorrow, the next day. No, she's got to get served. She gets 5 days to respond, which gets it to 15 days, and then technically under the law or rules, I get 60 days to rule on it. So it just doesn't happen overnight.
It's fine.
So I'm just making you aware of it, okay? I mean, it's not going to sit on it all that time, but she has to have the opportunity to respond. She responds, and then I see what you say, I see what they say, and determine whether I'm going to have a hearing or what we're going to do with it, and then it goes from there, okay?
And you were the one that signed for the constable for her?
I'm the judge. I'm the one that just said that you know, I read your waiver and gave you a waiver at the court's discretion, and so if you want the constable to serve, it's just a matter of tracking down.
No, I don't want the constable to serve.
You can serve yourself. It just says if you were not going to pay the fee or a friend's doing it, then the constable would serve it, but it's just, I just checked that box.
No, I'm asking, was it you that approved the constable for her to come out and evict me?
Did I sign a writ of restitution?
Right.
Yeah, probably, because it would have.
But
no reason.
how could that happen when the days didn't go by? The normal process didn't happen.
What days didn't go by?
Well,
they can't
she just came
it.
in here and said that I had not been paid. I didn't get any chance to prove that I had.
Okay.
So there was no survey being done.
We're not going to talk about your case. Let's just take it from procedurally.
Well, I'm saying because I'm homeless right now because of this.
Miss, can I just tell you the facts, the way this works under the law, without discussing your case? If you just want to talk about your case, then I just have to turn and walk away because I can't talk to you about your case. I can tell you the procedures, the way it works, but I can't talk to you specifically about your case. So do you want me to walk you through the process, or do you want to talk about your case? If you want to talk about your case, we can't do it.
Okay, so what is due process when something is scribbled on that piece of paper and there is no judgment?
There was a judgment. We have a judgment in the system, and then on the 6th day after the judgment, they can come in and file a writ of restitution.
That happened on the first day after.
Miss, I'm not going to go in and pull it all
that's
up. That's
what we're saying.
Okay. I can't tell you.
So you're explaining the process, and we're just saying that process didn't happen.
Miss, let me start
That's what I'm saying.
No, because you're trying to tell me facts about your case.
But you have a copy of the paper, you can see.
Miss, I'm not going to discuss this specific case. I'm telling you.
I just want the process.
Well, you won't let me give you the process
Okay, go ahead.
because then you immediately interject and tell me what happened in this case. And I'm trying to tell you I'm not going to talk about this case. I don't know. I do hundreds of these. I don't know, and I'm not going to talk about this one because I don't have the other party standing here. So the process is if a judgment is filed, they have 6 days. On the 6th day, the date is on there of what date the writ of restitution can be filed. On that date, unless it was an immediate or the parties agree to something else, on the date that's on the judgment, it's right on the bottom, on that date, the party can come in at 8 a.m. in the morning and file for the writ of restitution. Then we take the writ of restitution and we look at it, and if I sign it, then the constable goes serves. That's the process. Now, I'm not going to talk about what happened in this case.
So,
Where
what does
just-
a person do if that due process doesn't happen?
No,
They're filing a motion
small claims.
for. That's separate. If they're
Okay.
filing a motion to vacate or dismiss,
Okay.
or you file an appeal.
So I'm just making sure
but-
we're on the right page with
But
the
there's
track.
specific time frames, so you have to meet the time frames that are spelled out. You
Okay.
have so many days to do an appeal. You have so many days to
What
you
happens
can challenge a writ of
when-
restitution, and there's so many days, and then there's immediate or a process immediately. But if the writ is already served, we're not going to have a hearing on the writ. It's already done. It's
But if
gone.
she comes into court and proves that the due process didn't happen, that can be taken off her record, correct?
If a motion, we can look at it and look again, depending on the circumstances, depending on the law, the time frames, etc. Question as to whether it gets vacated
Okay,
or dismissed.
that's what I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure.
What happens if the date and schedule is on a legal holiday, like January 1st, no
It
banks
goes
are
to the
open?
next- the dates are always in the law prescribed. It's always going to go the next day.
Okay,
Right.
so,
I mean, so you have
so
X
if
number of days
so if
to
it
do
goes
so.
to the next day, and she gets the right of execution before the,
Sir, you're doing what they're doing. Okay, you're trying to get me into a discussion.
No, we're
about
asking you legally,
I'm telling you.
if
you-
that
I
date is a
asked you-
holiday,
I
what happens the next day?
the
If it's not a holiday.
The
Does that date
on
not
the
count?
writ, we already would anticipate the holiday on the writ. We already add that in. So when we add it, if the date's going to fall on a Monday and it's July, whatever, there's 5 days and there's a holiday in there, then it moves. We move it over to the next day.
So he didn't pay
But if it's
attention.
5 calendar
He didn't pay
days and
attention
there's a
when he
holiday,
signed for the
it
constable.
doesn't-
But I'm
to
saying,
approve it.
you guys had her served on the next
Okay,
legal day.
thank you. We're done.
So that's what
We're
is
done.
illegal
Thank
here.
you. I appreciate it. You got your waiver. We're done. Okay? Thanks.
I got a lot of what I needed.
He said himself
Yeah.
that it moves to the next
It's
day.
illegal, and
And so
that's
he
why
went
we're
and
going to
signed
take
it
it to the
anyways
next level
on that next day.
because
It
that is
doesn't
not
matter.
correct.